Hello everyone, my name is Brad Seal and I am doing another in my series of videos called Know Your Job Seeker, where I review the numerous personality and strength assessments that I have both taken and given over the years, and I decide how did they conduct their research, is it accurate, and how do they deliver the information to you when they're done. And today I'm actually reviewing one that I am just now familiar with. I have not taken this before. It is called the Values in Action Inventory of Strengths, or VIA if you want to keep it short. And the VIA was created by Christopher Peterson and Martin Seligman. They're psychological researchers. And what it does is it measures 24 different strengths. And they take these strengths and they separate them into 6 different categories. All right. So the categories of these strengths are wisdom and knowledge, courage, humanity, justice, temperance, and transcendence. So one of your 24 strengths that they're measuring will fall into one of those categories right there. Now, for each of the 24 strengths that they're measuring, they're having 10 assessment questions or statements that go with them. So if you're doing the math at home, that's 240 questions that you have to respond to, which means it's not going to be a short test. This is going to be about a 30 to 40 minute test. So if you're trying to do it quickly, maybe not the one for you, but they're trying to get as accurate of an answer as they can. The VIA is a self-reporting test, which, just like the Myers-Briggs or any of these other assessments that you've heard of or taken before, it relies on you knowing yourself, because what it's going to do is it's going to ask you a question or make a statement that you agree or disagree with. My coworkers come to me for advice often. I strongly agree with that. I kind of agree with that. It happens sometimes. I'm pretty neutral. I don't really agree with that. Boy, I strongly disagree. That's not me at all. And you're clicking those buttons, and as you're doing it, it's taking in the information and deciding which of your strengths are going to be towards the top and which ones are not going to be towards the top. When I took it and I finished, it gave me 5 top strengths. My top one was humor, which is under the transcendence category. Fairness, under the justice category. Honesty, which is under the courage category. Perspective, under the wisdom category. And leadership, which is under the justice category. Is it correct? Is it accurate? Well, yeah, I think so, but I'm also the one that took the test. I see myself in all of those. I definitely try to be fair. I definitely try to use humor. I know I'm honest. Perspective, I try to have one. I'm sure I lose it sometimes. We all do, but I try to have it. Leadership, depends on who you ask. I can be a leader for sure. But here lies the problem, is that in group dynamics like you have in the office place, sometimes these don't come to the forefront. Yes, I try to use humor in what I'm doing, but then you stick me in a group that has Dave Chappelle and Jim Gaffigan or some other stand-up comedian, I may not be the humorous one anymore, right? So it may not come forward like it does when I'm by myself or the way I see it. So that can always be an issue, is the group dynamic. But as far as this survey is concerned, it's a great jumping off point to facilitate conversation, because maybe somebody comes out as humor and everyone kind of looks and goes, I didn't know you were funny. Yeah, I really enjoy it. Okay, well, that's a great start, right? Maybe they're being squashed by other people and you are want to let them flow a little better. So that is my assessment of the VIA. It is a good jumping off point. It's got a very exhaustive process, so it's probably less likely to run into issues where they just accidentally miss something, or it's just too inaccurate to really be true. But you also want to be able to discuss around it so that you can see if those strengths that they are talking about are fully flourishing out in front of everybody. So that is my assessment of the VIA, or Values in Action Inventory of Strengths, if you want to say the whole thing. If you have any questions, please shoot me a message. I'm happy to discuss or answer anything you have. And with that, my name is Brad Seal, and I hope you have a wonderful day.